Hey guys, how do I get my logo on the 60? What's this? No.
What? No, I want the
Golf Kingdom logo. Oh my gosh, I look high.
What's this picture? No, I want the Golf Kingdom logo.
There we go. I got it.
Hey!
That was great.
Hey, the red button.
That affects the color, right? I'm trying to get the color right. Does that look good in there? What the? Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2. Hey, guys, how's that sound in there? 1, 2. Hey guys, we look good in there, right? We good to go? Okay. Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. We've got a great show for you. Let's bring in our blueprint to show you what's going on tonight. As always, it's Build It and Kiss and pop culture. We're going to talk about the letter L. We're going to go to Strano Street, brought to you by the letter L in the pop culture segment. Then we're going to go into the golf matrix. Yes, we're going to talk about the numbers of golf, followed by swing analysis, where I'm going to have one of the legends of golf show you something in swing analysis that's going to just be awesome for your game. Then once again, it's Don't Monkey with Your Game, where Neil the Monkey is going to share a message with us. And as always, we're going to close with the time to rise. Are you ready to go? Because it's time to build here in the Golf Kingdom. Well, obviously, I'm not the technical wizard I thought I was, so we'll just stick with golf and the Build It segment, where I help you build a specific part of your game and improvement. And starting with impact is where we're going to go today. I want to talk to you about how do we get more speed and impact? How do we get impact correct? Because it's the moment of truth. It's when the club hits the ball and the ball gets its information at impact. It's programmed what to do, whether it's going to go hooking, slicing, or just bombed right down the middle. Impact is our key spot. So we want to sync up our speed with the club at impact. And the question is, how do we do it and how do we understand it? Now, I'm going to start off with a simple little quiz here, a multiple choice quiz to even make it simpler to help you understand it. So Daredevil, come to the widescreen for me here. I'm going to grab a golf ball. Oh, you know what? We're building it. Let's get the hat on. So multiple choice quiz about speed and impact. Here we go. A, B, C, or D. When the club hits the ball at impact, collision, ball, club, is the ball A hanging here, B hanging here, C hanging between A and B, or D, is it on the ground in front of me? A, B, C, or D? Do you need to phone a friend? Do you need a lifeline? I hope not, because it's obvious. D, it's on the ground in front of me. But here's the interesting thing. Grabbing a club. If your speed is in the wrong place, your impact will be bad. So if I'm hitting the A, B, or C ball, it's like I'm trying to swat this out of thin air back here. I'm fast back here because the ball's hanging in thin air. That's not what it is. The ball's on the ground in front of us. It's D, it's right here. So I have time to come down and get my impact just right, to get the pop right here. I'm not trying to pop it out of thin air back here. And that's the rush move we see starting down where players are too fast here. Jack Grout, who was Jack Nicklaus's coach, said to him, he wanted Jack to start the backswing and the downswing at the same speed. Think about that. That's a great thought. My start back speed and my start down speed will be the same because I want to be bang fast right through the ball. Now, I've got a cool little toy here that will help us. And I saw this one day shopping for a party, and it's a funky little hand clap thing. So I go like that, it claps. When you do it wrong and you swing down wrong, you'll clap it back here. We don't want any hand clapping back here. If you want your buddies clapping for good shots, you want the hands to clap down here. So I'm making all the snapping noise down at the ball. So these things aren't very expensive. They're kind of fun. They're kind of funny. Go find one of these and practice your swing. I'll be smooth coming down, and then bang, I'm trying to pop it right at the ball. Remember, it's not A, it's not B, it's not C, it's D, right down at the bottom. Get your speed right. Your impact will improve, and you'll stop hitting these shots that go there, and you'll get these bombs going more straight ahead. Impact in the Build It section. This is what we need to get your game right. We're always building good things in your game. We're building good impact right here. This is the moment of truth. The club hits the ball right here, bang, we get the correct impact. Get that ball flying straight, get your impact solid, and your game's gonna improve. I love giving you the simple stuff of golf. Yeah, the kiss. Keep it simple, Strano. Mwah. That kiss stuff, that is the easy thing for you to work on. Not something that's hard or involved or detailed. It takes this big explanation. It's the kiss thing. We're going to be simple today. We're going to talk about the lead leg. For me being a right-handed golfer, it's my left leg. So everybody get up, do this with me because we're going to train your front leg. So get up there, shake your left leg if you're right-handed, shake your other leg if you're left-handed. But we want to focus on what this leg does. Let me show you the wrong move. The wrong move. I'm going to turn this way so you can see the black as it compares to the white. The wrong move is the lead leg over flexes as you swing back. So when you swing back, this leg over flexes, and this one will straighten a lot to compensate. So the wrong move is this knee goes forward, it bends a lot, and this one straightens. From face on, that move is that. So if you watch your videos and you see that move, too much knee bend here, knee going forward, straightening, and you're in a really bad spot to hit a golf ball. Simple thought. Keep the left leg long when you move. Don't let it get shorter and bend. Keep the leg long. So the move will look like this. As I go back, this leg will stay long and tall as opposed to getting short and bending. Here from this view, watch it. It stays long and tall and doesn't bend and get shorter. So keep it simple, Strano. I did it. This is about as simple as it gets. Get in your mirror at home. Watch this front leg. How's it moving? What you want to do is keep it long, keep it tall, let the knee come inward. If it stays long and you stay tall, you'll get in that loaded position behind it where you can get more power. Everybody's looking for more power. That's what we're going to get right here. Keep it simple, Strano. Mwah. It's been about your lead leg. Sunny days, swinging the club away. Where are we? We're on Strano Street. This segment brought to you by the letter L. There it is, the letter L. The question is, where is the L in the golf swing? This whole segment's about finding the letter L, doing it correctly to improve your swing. And we're going to talk about what do the arms do, and specifically, what do the hands do to get to the letter L. Daredevil, let's come to the big view. Let's talk about the letter L here. So when you set up, you're in this position here, and as you go back, your lead arm will stay straight, and when you get to this spot, this arm is straight, the club is up, you have a 90-degree angle here, and that makes a capital letter L. We're not trying to make an I. We're not trying to overcock our wrists and have a V here. We're trying to make a nice letter L. Now, if you have too much hand action and get too much angle here, the club face naturally opens, the wrist cups, and we get in a problematic position at the top of your backswing. If I have too little, this is a lack of power. This is a power source, this little hinge of the wrists right here. Very important for pitch shots. If I'm hitting a pitch shot, I want to go to the letter L right here. Capital letter L here, turn my chest through to hit a little pitch shot. So very important to understand how to get to this position. If you're ever in trouble and you got to knock the ball out of the trees, so I'm in the trees and I got to go into the trees and hit it back to you, well, the letter L right here, if I make that little swing and go through and hit a little low follow-through shot, the letter L is that little shot you want to hit out of the trees to get back to safety where you can knock the ball up on the green. So making this position right here is very important. But then again, how do you understand to get it right and get the hands to be complementary? Now, let's come to the close view here of the table I've got. I'm going to show you how the hands move, and they do this move at the same time. So what you're going to see is as you go back, this is my left hand, my top hand on the grip. As I go back, this hand hinges this way, and my right hand, my bottom hand, does this. So in the swing, they don't do things independently. They don't go like that and then go like that. They do this move at the same time to make the L. Now, Daredevil, come back to the big view. Here's how it looks. Golf club in my hand. I go back. I'm extended here. The hands haven't set. Now, my hand's set. Flat left wrist, straight arm L. This hand goes back, and this hand does that. And they do it right here at the same time, which puts the club on a nice angled plane. So very important to understand the L. Get it right, and you'll get in the right spot in the backswing. Stay tuned. We got more great stuff coming here on the Golf Kingdom.
You want a golf tip that will really make this game easier? Okay, here's mine. The fastest way to get good is by finding a great coach. And the fastest way to find that person is through golfchannelacademy.com. It'll match you up with the best coaches in your area.
And now you can even schedule a new student assessment.
So, what are you waiting for?
Schedule a training session with your local coach, Rob Strano from Strano Golf Academy in Destin, Florida at stranogolf.com.
The red pill, the blue pill. Only one of them will take you into the golf matrix. Yes, the golf matrix. We talk about the numbers of the game. We get into the data. We crunch the numbers that help you understand when you get these numbers from your launch monitors, what have you got? And we're joining my buddy Alex Trujillo in the FlightScope studio. Alex, how's it going?
Rob, it's great to be on the Golf Kingdom.
We can't wait to hear what you've got for us from FlightScope and Bryson DeChambeau. What's going on with the data?
Today I want to bring you a little nerdy data from FlightScope. Here we have Bryson DeChambeau, PGA Tour player. I've been working with Bryson for a little bit. I wanted to talk a little bit about wedges today. So Bryson's always working on his wedges, always trying to find some consistency, especially in spin rate with the wedges. What I want to show you here today is I want to show you two different shots, pretty similar, not too much difference in speed, but what I want to show you here is his first shot has 9,000 spin. He hits it about 97 yards. Now the second shot goes about, let's say 9 yards less, 88.5, and it's spinning 7,000. So you would say, well, maybe a little less spin, it should actually go a little further. But what we have found on tour is that there's a lot of things that can affect spin rate, especially with a wedge. The first thing is loft. There's this magical degree of loft that once you surpass that loft, instead of getting what we would call grab or friction on the face, you start to get slide. So it's actually a little easier to spin, for example, let's say a 50 or a 55 than it is to spin a 60. And some of that is just because of the amount of loft that's presented to the golf ball. The other thing that affects spin dramatically is the actual environment. So is the soil wet? Is the ball wet? Is the soil firm? Does the graph have a lot of, let's call it, there's a lot of blades, or is it thin? Is it thick? All of these things go into what actually or ultimately will produce spin. And because spin has many variables such as angle of attack, dynamic loft, which creates spin loft, these other environmental conditions actually will also affect how much spin rate we have. So I just wanted to show you that little nerdy tech tip from Bryson on the PGA Tour using FlightScope data.
That was just perfect blue pill information from FlightScope talking about spin. One question I get all the time at the Academy in the golf matrix of data is, how do I get more spin? Well, our buddy Alex at FlightScope just gave you some incredible information on how to get more spin and do it right with your wedges. As a past player, I love looking at what the greats of the game have done and analyzing it. And as a coach now, swing analysis is all that I do. Well, I play a little bit, but not much. And we're going to look at something in golf that involves the swing and what it does to the golf ball. But we're going to look at the only shot in golf where you don't hit the ball. This isn't a full swing. This is a bunker shot. This is the shot where we hit the ball out on a cushion of sand. The ball goes where you hit the sand. It's the only shot in golf where we don't hit the ball. And you know what? I've got, wait for it, a legend, wait for it, dairy player we're going to look at out of the bunker. We've got video of the legend, Seve Ballesteros. And let's just look at his video here. Here he is hitting a bunker shot, and you can see as he goes back and through the setup of the shot, the swing, and he's just clipping these balls nicely out of the sand. So as he gets set up, watch how his feet are turned out, the knees are out, the club goes back to kind of the L, and he comes through nice and smooth, clips the ball on a nice little cushion of sand. Now we're going to stop this one when he goes back to the L here. Stop it right there. Perfect. Now let's analyze this spot, because if you can get there, you can be a great bunker player. The sand shot is not a golf swing. It is a shot, which means it's different than getting in there and just taking a full swing where we turn the shoulders a lot and turn the hips a lot. You look at the picture of him right there. You look at it. The knees are very stable. They don't have a lot of knee action there. As he goes back, the move is he goes back, the hands cock the club, and the arms travel more than the body. So I'm not twisting my shoulders. I'm not twisting my hips. I go back. The hands move the club first, then the arms complete the swing right there. So you look at his swing right here. You look at it. Knees are calm, hips are calm. It's this hand action right here we're trying to get to as he goes back. Now from here, the move of hands and then club is reversed. He comes down and it's coming down. It's arms and then hands with the club out. Let him run through now. Watch how he moves here. You can see the hands and arms flip the club through. Let's watch another one here as he does this. He's going to get set up. He brings the ball in. The feet turn out. The knees turn out. And he gets set up. And it's going to be, watch it, it's going to be hands and arms first. Then he's going to come back and you see the shoulders turn very little, hands and arms, boom, big follow through. So that's what we want here as we work on this bunker play shot. Once again, talking about legendary Seve Ballesteros. It's hands and arms first. We make this L, lots of wrist cock here. Total maximum wrist cock because we come down, it's hands and arms, and the hands are throwing all this wrist cock out, and that's where he gets the speed, and that's where he slaps the sand. So Seve Ballesteros, one of the greatest bunker players in the world here, giving you his technique to help your game. I love bringing you great guests here in the Golf Kingdom, and that guy right there, Mark Sweeney, AimPoint Golf. He is one of the best, one of the top when it comes to green reading. Mark, take it away. What do you got for us?
Hey, Rob. Thanks for having me on Golf Kingdom. One thing I'd like to talk about today is green reading. The AimPoint method, we use our feel to figure out what the slope is. So we're not looking for slope, and we're not using our vision really at all. We're using our feet and our body to feel side tilt. One of the things that people say about that is they're worried that they're not able to feel slope. I've never met anybody in my life who couldn't feel slope down to even as low as a half a degree. So because we're able to walk around and not fall down all day long, our body is very, very adapted to feeling slope and adjusting to slope. Something we learn when we're very young, when we're toddlers. We learn how to keep ourselves upright. We continue to have that all through life. And if you can do that, if you can walk around on the golf course without falling down, you are able to feel slope. And that's something that we can then use for green reading. We usually start on bigger slopes just to get you a feel for it, but as you work your way down, you'd be surprised how small the slope is that you'll actually pick up. Usually within 15 or 20 minutes, people are even feeling half slopes, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. So if you're worried that you can't feel slope, it's something that's really natural. It's something that we do every day, standing up, walking around. It's constantly part of our life, and it's very, very well developed. So don't be afraid to use that feeling slope method for reading greens. You'll be surprised how well it works, especially any golf course you go to, it's the same. You don't have to worry about optical illusions. Slope feels the same no matter where you go. So you can go to golf courses in the mountains or in visually difficult places, and you should have no problem, and your green reading should be dramatically better because of that.
Mark, that was absolutely great. Thanks for sharing that with our viewers. And he's right. Everybody can feel slope. If you've ever gotten over a putt and said, you know what? I feel like this is going to break more. That's your feet telling you, hey, I feel more break. That's AimPoint. That's how you learn it. I'm one of their certified coaches. You want to learn AimPoint green reading. You want to learn how to not guess at your putts and go, I think it's going to go right, and then it goes left. Come see me at my academy. I will teach you level 1, level 2, and you'll quit misreading putts, and you'll make a bunch more, and it's more fun when you're making putts. So AimPoint Golf, Mark Sweeney, one of the best putting coaches on the planet, helping you understand how you can read putts a different way than just kind of looking at it and scoping it out. Well, you know what? That appears to be empty. But you know whose brain isn't empty? My buddy David Ogren. He brings us deep thoughts to help your game. Let's join David Ogren for Deep Thoughts with David.
You know, when I muse on human skills, one of those is tension management. Oh, I'm nervous, or I'm tight, or I'm tense. Managing tension is just a tremendous, tremendous human skill. Too much tension, golf swing doesn't work. Too little tension, golf swing doesn't work. Great analogies in the real world. About the same time, there were two bridges built. One of them is called the Golden Gate, and the other was called, got the nickname Galloping Gertie up in Seattle or Tacoma. Windstorm came up, and Galloping Gertie ended up collapsing into the strait there because there wasn't enough tension. But you think about the Golden Gate Bridge. Where does it sit? San Francisco. What's going to happen in San Francisco? Eventually, the big one's going to happen. In fact, I've had a couple big ones, and it's still there. Yeah, managing tension. Tension in the golf swing, tension in the body, tension in your brain even. Manage tension. Yeah, I think you can do a lot of things very well if you learn that human skill of managing your tension.
Well, I love the way David said that. Brain, body, swing, managing tension. You can't just hold the club super loose and it would just fly out of your hands. You have to give it the right amount of squeeze. And that squeeze can't increase as tension builds and pressure builds. Visit him at davidogrengolf.com and you can learn more about how to get a deep thoughts lesson with David Ogren. And stay tuned for more fun stuff here coming up in the Golf Kingdom. Alexa, open Golf Kingdom.
Welcome to Golf Kingdom. Here's your golf tip of the day.
Welcome to the Golf Kingdom. I am your host, Rob Strano, and here is today's Pro Pointer. Alexa, stop. If you want more Pro Pointers from me via your Amazon-enabled skill at the Golf Kingdom, be sure to go there and enable it. Every day I give you a new tip, free, with your Amazon-enabled device. So enable the Golf Kingdom and you'll get a tip from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. Welcome back to more fun here in the Golf Kingdom, and it's time for Don't Monkey with Your Game. You're all out there monkeying with your game. You're watching all kinds of crazy videos. You don't know if it's good for your game, bad for your game. You're taking advice from friends. I got my buddy here, Neil. Neil's always got a great message for us to help us understand what we should be monkeying with. So Neil, you're on top of the Golf Kingdom. Let me pull you off there. Let's get the message out of you here. Okay, thank you, Neil, for the message. This message says, hey, Neil, I'm considering changing my putter. I've been putting pretty good, but I like this new one. Should I change? Well, you know what, Neil? Here's my thought on that. No, and oh no. You have to have a legitimate reason to change your putter, not just because there's a new one out there or it looks good. If you're putting good and your putter has been behaving and you trust it, don't change. I've been playing golf for a long time. I got my putters here with me. I grew up with this one, a bullseye putter. I used this forever. I was one of the last players on tour to use the bullseye. Then I switched over to this one, and it's a black milled putter. I used that for a long time. And then now I've got this TaylorMade putter I've used for a long time. So I've only used a few putters because I've been a great putter and I've always putted well with what I've used. So a putter has to earn its right. It's got to be lousy, untrustworthy for you to be willing to switch it. So don't monkey with your game and have no reason at all to change your putter.
Well, one of the most aggravating shots in golf is the bunker shot, and it's one that almost everybody universally struggles with. Here's what stats tell us. The average 90 to 100 shooter, when you hit in the bunker, it takes you 5 shots to get the ball in the hole. That means in a par 3, if you hit in the bunker, you're more apt to make a 6 instead of a 4. Here's a simple thought in the bunker that'll help you get out every time. The one error I see when I'm working with your player that struggles to get out of the bunker is they never finish the front side of the swing. So they take a nice looking backswing and they come down and they kind of dump at the ball. So they kind of go like that and the ball doesn't go anywhere and the sand kind of gets to here and the ball never gets out. I want you to think about keeping your speed through the ball and finish somewhere up over here. Get your swing and the club through. Try to throw the sand a long way. It'll look like this. And the ball will come out every time. Finish. Get through. Don't dump your follow through right here. Get your follow through coming through. Knock the sand a long way. If the sand goes a long way, the ball goes a long way. So here's the wrong way. Ball doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to back up a little bit, give myself some space since I made a mess. Here's the right way. We go through and the ball comes out every time. Think about that. Follow through. Keep your speed. The ball will get out and you'll stop making 6s on par 3s and make more 3s and 4s.
Well, if you're like me, you've got a bunch of hats. I got a bunch of cool ones. And this hat right here is new. It's white. It's been on set. It's never been worn. But you know what? This hat doesn't have any stories. It's never been anywhere cool. Now this hat, this one used to be black, used to be cool, but it's kind of charcoal. It's kind of been worn. It's got some stories behind it. Like when I wore it at Whistling Straits, it was a beautiful sunny day. I had this hat on and all of a sudden the fog rolled in across Lake Michigan. This is what the 18th tee shot looked like. We couldn't see the fairway. Our caddy said, aim it that way and hit it. And we did, and the fog rolled in. We couldn't see anything. And then we got up there after our tee shot and we looked out trying to see the green. And this is what we saw. We saw the fog across the fairway and the green was somewhere over there. It was a foggy just bank that rolled in. But you know what? It was memorable. I had this hat on. Now, life's kind of the same way. Do you put on a hat and go live it and that story is in that hat in that moment? What am I saying? Your golf hats, they've all got stories. Don't get rid of your hats. Save them and remember the great stories. The trips you take, those hats you wear, those things you do, those are important. They're part of the stories. They're part of who you are. So put a hat on, whether it's a golf hat or a cowboy hat or a sombrero, but put it on and go fill that hat with some great stories and some great moments that you'll remember all the rest of your life. As usual, we built your game in the Golf Kingdom and gave you some super stuff to improve. You want to watch this show again? Join us on Roku and Amazon. Yes, add those channels to your list. You can watch all the past episodes of the Golf Kingdom. If you have an Alexa device, enable the Golf Kingdom skill, and you'll get tips from me, your host, Rob Strano, every day. As always, we're out there on social media. If you find time, go out there and join us on social media for some behind-the-scenes stuff. But thanks again for joining us here in the Golf Kingdom, where we're always building your game.